guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Getafe and Barcelona in La Liga, which of course saw the points shared after a disappointing affair from the Barcelona perspective. We're going to discuss some of the team's performance and analyze some players' individual performances, react to some of the quotes after the game, alongside of course discussing 5 key things that we did learn from this game. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we learned from this match, yet again, the chance conversion rate for Barcelona is still overall this season very poor, despite the fact this is one of our highest scoring seasons ever, on track for it anyways. But yet again, these conversion rates are killing us in these tight games against lower opposition teams in La Liga. And you can see here, of course, on the screen, the starting lineup for this match and also their SofaScore rating as well. And a lot of in the orange, which of course shows how poor those players specifically were. But again, a very imbalanced, rating for the team, alongside one player who's shone as man of the match. Now, if you take a look at the average positioning in this game for the players on the pitch, on the left hand side is the starting 11, on the right hand side is with the substitutions being incorporated. So I like this shape much better than we did see, of course, in the what was it, the Betis game? Of course, in the Betis game, there was no Lewandowski, which makes a bit more sense. You can see how deep Lewandowski is in this game. You can see that it was mainly, you could say, Pedri playing as that 10 as opposed to Gavi, and you can see how deep Casado was in this game as well. But Gavi as the 10 that was set out to the game, very, very deep, playing more so as an 8, and then of course Pedri as the 8, playing more so as a 10. Raphinha, of course, playing as the most forward player in this game. And the Yamal also not holding the width as much as we have seen as of late as well. With the subs coming in, of course, there's no real big difference, or no real big impact from the subs. You can see they're Olmo playing very deep, since a lot of times we had that ball in that middle of the park trying to control the tempo, and of course Frenkie dropping there in the pivot. But let's now take a look at some of the stats from this match. Firstly, in terms of possession, Barcelona did have 78% of the possession, an XG of 2.55, 6 big chances created, 21 shots, 3 goalkeeper saves, 10 corner kicks, 9 fouls, 670 passes, 9 tackles, 9 free kicks, 2 yellow cards. You have to focus on this graphic that you can see here in the middle. This is the shot map for Barcelona, so you can see again what I was complaining about a lot, that I would want to see Barcelona take more shots outside the box. But as you can see from those little circles there, the circles that are not filled with a dot means that the shot was blocked. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 10 shots taken from outside the box blocked, and not even going anywhere on target whatsoever. The stats are 21 shots, 5 on target, 7 off target, 9 were blocked, 11 inside the box, and 10 outside the box. I mean, so out of the 9 block shots we had this game, 8 of them were the ones outside the box where you're hoping for some sort of a conversion rate. And I was saying in the game as we were watching it, the only way Barcelona could get back into this game was via a penalty or some cracker from distance. I really thought it was going to be that Frenkie de Jong shot. Again, Napoli 2.0 is what I was getting from that shot, but in the end, it was saved by David Soria. But again, you can just see the shot map, how poor Barcelona were. Even the shots that we have inside the box, how congested they are in those dangerous areas, and how many of those are being blocked as well. It's poor to see this, especially from a top side like Barcelona. In terms of the heat concentration for this game as well, mainly going down the left-hand side for Barcelona, I will say this is why Balde was really on fire in this game. Of course, of the 6 big chances that we did have in this game, 1 was scored and 5 was missed. Honest to God, I'm getting sick of it. If it comes up once in a while, you're like, you know what, whatever, we can move on. An off day. This is what's going to cost Barcelona La Liga. We'll talk about the La Liga race later on, but this is what's holding Barcelona back, in my opinion, this season. Because again, with the high line, high risk, high reward, you're going to leak goals at the back. I can get with the program with that. But when you create 6 chances in this game, and 5 of them are missed in a tight game like this, when you knew this game was going to be tight, that is where the monumental frustration comes in. And the issue that I have even more is, of these 5 big chances missed, 3 of them are from the leading Ballon d'Or candidate, Joga Bonito, Raphinha. So it's just so frustrating that this is always the main problem, main concern when we do drop points. Again, if the team outplays us, the game was tight, maybe you have 2 big chances missed, but those ones were, well worked and well saved, and maybe just hit his foot wrong, I can let it slide. But when it's this consistent and when the chances being missed are from the same goddamn player, that is where the annoyance factor comes in from my point of view. One through ball, 52 touch in the penalty area, 2 fouls in the final third, and also 4 offsides in total. Some other stats as well. We can see here that 43% of the game was spent in the middle of the park, with 35% in the half of Getafe. So if you add those up, that's almost over 70% of the game taking place in the Getafe half of the pitch. We had 579 accurate passes, 30 through balls, 72 final third entries, 81% success rate in the final third entries as well in terms of phases, which is pretty good. 54% long ball, which is pretty good. 12% crosses, which is not that great. 53% of our duels won, with 56% of our tackles also won in total as well. So defensively, again, not too shabby. And again, the possession was mainly spent on the Getafe half. But this is the main concern here, the shot conversion rate, which is absolutely abysmal. When you are missing these kind of chances, when you're missing these kind of chances this consistently, it is so frustrating, and it's kind of hard to also pinpoint how to resolve it. You're thinking, okay, in training, they're probably finishing these chances left, right, and center. How come in game it is this consistent? Is it down to confidence? Is it mentality? Is it the scenario? Is it the chances that they are being missed? Raphinha just missed 3 free headers in the space of a week now, which is getting more frustrating as the days go beckoning. And it's just like, we go sign a Luke de Jong to score these chances. I don't know, man. But it is frustrating and definitely a problem that Hansi Flick needs to address. Now, the second thing that we learned from this match, that from these quotes coming in after the game from the players and the manager, that the problem in this game is very well known, but the answer is non-existent. And I will explain that in just a few seconds. Here are the quotes from the players after the game. We had Pedri, Balde, and Kounde speak after the game. Balde confirmed that he did suffer some racial abuse after the game as well. So hopefully La Liga and the Federation do the proper investigation, hopefully find out the issue, and of course give those punishments to those who are in the position. Firstly, on Kounde, I think he makes up a great point here when he starts off his post-match analysis, and that we're not effective. We had to keep trying to create more chances, but we were not effective, and we were frustrated. We had the control of the game, and we scored once, but couldn't be able to score again. Pretty much well put there. Pedri said we won the 3 points. We should have held the onto the lead. It's difficult to play against Getafe. They have a low block. It's complicated. We should have defended the advantage better. When you come here, you already know what to expect. We shouldn't have fell into despair and fell into their game. In Getafe's goal, we could have defended better, and we had to be self-critical. In the end, we created chances. It wasn't a bad game at all from us. But if you don't score, it's impossible to win. Very good point there. We didn't play poorly, but we didn't get the win. It's very difficult against Getafe. They do a low block, they waste time, and they want to take you out of the game. Getafe's game plan is to waste time and take out of the match. You already know that before you even come here. And Ball, they made a great point as well. This is happening too much this season. We play well, but we aren't winning enough. We have to finish our chances. So just to start off here, Pedri making a great point that it wasn't a bad game from us, but we couldn't score. Getafe played a low block. We knew this. Balde saying that this is the same story the whole entire season. We play well, but we just don't score our chances. Kounde saying we were not effective in front of goal. So everyone knows what the problem is. But I'm failing to see any answers from the players. Oh, we should have taken some more shots from distance. Maybe Flick should have brought on more subs or something. They're just very much stating the obvious without a resolution. So how do I know when we go to another game away from home? I don't even know who we're playing away from home next in the league. We play again at home at some point. So when we play them, how do I know that you have the ability and confidence to find a resolution? And to be honest, it's the same thing with Flick as well. Flick came out saying we're disappointed that we couldn't score more goals. We wanted to win the game. We had a chance to do so. There's a lot of emotion in the stadium today. It's new for me. I'm not happy with what happened today. Getafe defended very well today. They were very ineffective in attack. Frenkie Jong replaced Casado at halftime. There was no physical problem with Casado. We just wanted to change something up in the game. We had some chance in the second half. Usually we would have taken them and gotten the goal and the 3 points. It's about the quality and the speed of the passes. We have to learn from this. We have the quality, of course. Normally scoring a goal in the first half would help us a lot, but we couldn't take advantage of it in this game, and we didn't make the correct decisions in the attacking phases. I'm not worried about our points in La Liga. I know we have we've lost a lot of points recently, but I also know that we are starting to play really well now, and I'm happy to be that we can prove that. I'm not worried about the statistics, so to speak. We are working well. We have to improve, yes, but I am happy with how we're doing. Winning the league title is always complicated, but we have a lot of matches left. We earned a point today, and we have to look forward. So I can understand where he's coming from that, and again, I will discuss that later on. But again, from Flick here, stating the obvious with no resolution. I'm sitting there predicting the game before it even happens. Why? Because it's the same story every single year. And to be honest, it was the exact same thing in the first game at the Montjuic. We scored because David Soria made a mistake. We defended well, 3 points. This game, David Soria makes another mistake. We score. We didn't defend well on one little set play, and we end up only walking with 1 point out of 3. And when the players are saying that, oh, we know the story of Getafe, it's the same thing all the time. They low block, waste time. We know what we're getting into, we know pre-game. Then why is there not a different approach? How come Real Madrid go there and beat them? Why? Because they have individual players that can make a difference, and also they know that taking their time and, playing the ball around is not going to be effective. We have, of course, individual players who win this game, no doubt about it. But we're not effectively using them in the right way in this game. I think starting Gavi and Olmo in those 8 positions would have had a much bigger impact. I understand that Pedri was man of the match in this game, but again, long term in this game, giving the players more freedom in the final third, instructing the players specifically, if you're free from 18 to 23 yards out from distance, have a shot. Too many times we're open in the area, they're trying to find that flick ball in behind and stuff like that. Playing the Barcelona away in this game every single season is always difficult, and sometimes you need to adjust, and the players know that adjustment is needed alongside the manager, but yet again they failed to do so in this scenario. So I would say looking ahead of next season, hopefully they can approach it differently, but I don't really care about next season because we're still in the middle of this season. But looking forward to other difficult away games and maybe home games that will be similar to this. Being effective in those spaces outside the 18-yard box are crucial in these games, because what happens when you first score the goal, they open up a bit more. Getafe, of course, came forward a bit more. Once they scored that goal, they sat all the way back. And it's going to be the same thing in every single game all the time. So you're not only getting the first goal, but getting the second goal, keeping the movement pushing, and again, being effective in those areas outside the 18-yard box are crucial. But yet again, these players and the manager seem to fail to realize that. The big question on everyone's mind now is the La Liga title over? Of course, we still have another whole half of La Liga left. We've just passed only now the halfway mark. And don't forget, we have a lot of home games in the second half of the season due to us, most likely returning to the Spotify Camp Nou. Like I said, after the Atlético Madrid game, I think mentally it's over for us since then, but on paper it's still possible. Well, with stats like this, it's hard to justify that. In our last 8 games in La Liga, we have 4 losses, 3 draws, and 1 win. Our only win was against Mallorca, 5-1 away. We have not won a league game now in a month and a half, although we only have played 3 games in the month and a half. We still haven't won in that time. Again, 1 win out of 8. And here's the kicker: points after 20 games in matches in La Liga. This season we have 39 points, and last season we had 44 points. So there's now a 5-point difference from last season, where we were, of course, catastrophic. And Barcelona have conceded now more goals after 20 league matches this season than they did last season as well under Xavi. But that really comes down to the style of play. Again, high line, high risk, high reward. So I'll let that one slide. Why is this team ineffective? I said this, of course, back in November and December, and I'll say it again. I believe that Barcelona are a cup team. I think they're a team that relies on moments in that key area, do or die. I think in terms of longevity and consistency is where they fail to realize that. Are we out of the league title race? Of course not. If we did win later on today against Las Palmas, we're 7 points behind them, but they can slip up. Atlético Madrid already shows that they can slip up. We still have to play each team at least once as well. So if you close the gap against Atlético and Madrid, it comes down to really 2 or 3 points. So will they drop another point this season? Pretty much, and the answer is yes. If they go undefeated for the second half of the season, then they deserve to win the title. Of course, defeating us as well, but mentally, I think it's gone. I think this team is very much heavily reliant on cup competitions, whether it be the Copa del Rey or the Champions League. I'm not saying we're going to win either of them. I still think there's a very much chance that the Super Cup will be the only trophy that Barcelona win this season. I would be shocked if we won the Copa del Rey, Champions League, or La Liga. If we win one of them, or 2 of them, or may God strike me down if it's true, all 3 of them. But the reality is that this team, consistency is where it really lies. And why is that an issue? Again, like I talked about in the first point, the chances conversion rate. We're so clinical in the Spanish Super Cup. We're clinical in the Copa del Rey. We're clinical in the Champions League. But somehow, some way, we're not clinical in La Liga. Why? Because when those cup games come, they're like, okay, cup game, it's do or die in this game. They go in there on fire. League game, important, but there's still another 18 games to go. Oh, they're not that clinical, and we end up dropping points. It's been consistent. Look at the Las Palmas game, Leganes, Atlético Madrid, and what are the games in those areas? We had, of course, Dortmund. We had, I think we had Betis on the weekend. So the Mallorca game that was midweek in the La Liga, we played great because it gets the midweek games. I mean, maybe Barcelona just only turned up at midweek games. I have no idea how it is, but again, for me, the issue is the consistency in this team. And can it be rectified? Of course, there's still so much time to go, but will it be rectified is the big question. Now, the fourth thing that we learned from this game is yet again another decision goes begging for Barcelona in a decisive moment in La Liga. We have here, of course, the Kounde penalty shout that was reviewed by VAR and, of course, not given by the on-field referee Pablo González Fuertes. It is yet another disgusting decision by La Liga. I don't want to go into it too much because in the end, I don't even think we deserve to win this game based on how we played. But you see here the corner, of course, came in. It was flicked on by Lewandowski into that space there where Kounde is running into, and he gets absolutely manhandled by the defender. 2 arms around his shoulder, holding him back and refusing for him to run into the open space. You can see it here in slow-mo as well, where he's trying to run into that space where Lewandowski does flick it on, and it's going to fall for him. Whether Kounde would have scored or not, no one knows but God himself. But he was running onto there. Davasoria was on the other side of the goal as well. So he had a clear goal in that area to just direct the ball into the back of the net. Why was this not given? I want to hear the arguments on why this isn't a penalty, because I failed to see that. So you have here again the flick on header. Firstly, from I think Arujo gets a little bit of a touch on it, or the defender does it, and then Lewandowski flicks it onto the far post, and you can see there Kounde running to it. I think it's Uche who holds him. Look, double arm holds him, and then also pulls him down as well. You can see here in the clip, in this again, it's just as clear as you like. Someone tell me why this isn't a penalty, because we've also seen this kind of penalty given in La Liga already against Getafe, who did the same thing against Real Madrid at Bernabeu. Niol on Rudiger. The Rudiger one was given as a penalty, but the other one wasn't. This is the problem with referees, not only in Spain, but in the world as well. They are so inconsistent. They're more inconsistent than they are consistent. They're actually never even that consistent, if we're being completely honest. So, yet again, another example where the La Liga, don't forget that all the referees see each decision. They review it every post match day. Okay, this was a penalty, so next time I see it, I'll probably give it as a penalty, or I'll lean towards that if I feel that way. But yet again, we're not seeing that into effect whatsoever. And the fifth and final thing that we learned from this match is Pedri being the best midfielder in the world. I think it's kind of a synopsis and quite unanimous at this point. His performances at the high level at this consistent rate is getting absolutely astounding. He got an 8.1 silver score rating. You see from his team, of course, playing all over that left-hand side, more so again, telling the fact that he was playing as a 10 than an 8. And then actually got 90 minutes, had an XA of 0.50, 97 touches, 87% pass accuracy, only misplacing 10 passes in total. He had 2 key passes. He did 4 crosses, completed 1 of them. He did 8 long balls, completed 4 of them. Created 1 big chance as well. He did 2 dribbles, completed both of them. He had 6 ground duels and won 5 of them. Did not commit a foul, was fouled himself once. Had 2 clearances, 1 interception, and a total of 2 tackles. Lost an 18 times as well, since he is trying to, be the most creative outlook in this team. Look, I think Pedri is now in contention of the most consistent player in this Barcelona team. Back in the day, I used to give that a lot to Frenkie de Jong, especially under Koeman in the first year under Xavi. He was always the consistent liar in the team, and that's becoming Pedri. He's dropping man of match performances in every single game. I'm looking back at my videos. He's getting 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 8, 9, get the 1, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. It's just astounding to have a player like this, and you can see why Flick disarmed the game. I personally wouldn't have, and again, I guess you could say I was proven wrong, but maybe right in the second half, because he did of course get the assist for the Kounde goal, which sucks. By the way, I don't think SofaScore did give it to him. So imagine they did give it to him, that would have been a completely different scenario, but since Kounde shot, it was saved, and then that kind of canceled out the assist, you could say. But Pedri is just astounding. He's just magnificent. His elegance, his composure, his vision, his movement is second to none in the world of football, and he is by far the best number 8 in the world. So that was a match analysis from the match yesterday between Getafe and Barcelona. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss on those 5 key things. Do you agree, or did I miss out on anything? And how are you feeling going forward in La Liga? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca. Go!